Welcome, Tzvi here. The most powerful way to help yourself heal from pain, trauma, disappointment is to let go. Yes, holding on will affect you. Holding on that's hurting you the most. Will allow you to open up to the abundance and the goodness available to you. So what we're talking about here is how holding on, how feeling tight, holding on to something is actually detrimental to your health, detrimental to your traumas and every negativity. You're holding on to it, but really, what are we doing by holding on to it? Are we holding on to it to help us, to help alleviate the problems, alleviate the health issues, alleviate the past traumas that have hurt you? Now, by focusing on what you don't want, which is the trauma, the pain, what are you doing? You're instating to yourself and fixating inside of you how much it is there. So what you're doing is you're actually building up and building up by holding on to it. It's actually making it stronger, and then what's happening inside of you, your body's thinking, this is a normal way you want to be. You want to do that, you want to do this. And every day you go through the same pain, the same traumas, you keep reliving it, the sickness stays there, the unhappiness, everything that's because what's happening, it's going over and over and over. It's repeating itself. You're actually making it more stronger, you're making it more dominant. And the more you get upset with it, the more it keeps carrying on, the more the body thinks, this is what you do want. But in reality, you get upset. So then that becomes a learnt reaction as well. Okay, the bad comes up, you get upset. So because the mind and body doesn't know the difference between what you do want and you don't want, if you're sending that messages, that's what you're going to do. And you're telling the Creator, I'm in control, I can do it, I can't handle it, but I can't handle it. So what are we asking for? What you don't want. Now it's a physical and spiritual problem you're in by holding on. And this constant holding on keeps it locked up. And the easiest way to change things is to let go. But let go in itself is a very, very big thing. So what are we really letting go on? This is the key that we have to understand. Now what we're wanting to do is moving away from it. Letting go is like asking for forgiveness to yourself for what's happened. Now, if it's a trauma, we may be victims of it. I know myself, I'm a victim of it. So why do I need to keep replaying something that was there, that I chose? It was chosen from Shemayim, from heaven to do it, but it's there, chosen for a good reason, to help make me a better person. So at the moment I can realize that letting go means letting go of the negativity and the negative side effects and being victim mode, because that actually we've proven that it affects your health, it affects your emotional health and affects your physical health. So if we keep holding on to what we don't want, and we actually can let go of the negativity and start focusing on what we do want and start bringing in what we do want and slowly retraining it, because as I said, we've now created this mindset, physical, emotional way of reacting to things. Your body can lock up, you can lock your jaw up, you can get physical pains because it's overloading the system. The system's meant to be flowing free. We're meant to be open to the Creator and allowing all the goodness to come in. But what are we doing? We're putting a box up. We're creating these barriers. We're keeping everything locked up inside. And without letting go of the negativity, what we've got to do is just allow it to be there. Don't try and fight it. It's very, very strong and very, very dominant, because that's what's caused the locking up. We allow it to be there. An easy example is you've got one song playing. We don't replace that song, we just leave it there and we put a new song on. And over time, that new song will be the dominant song and this old one will fade out. Yes, it'll come back in, but guess what? You've learnt the new way. And when you catch yourself out, when you're actually in the state of being present right here, right now, instead of being locked up in the negativity, present right now, and you get swept away, which it does happen. But we have to understand that's another opportunity to grow, because if we're already there, we wouldn't get caught. So, this is another stage to keep growing, keep developing those muscles inside our brain of how to change and be a better person and keep freeing ourselves and keep letting go. It's never ever ending. That's the most beautiful part, is we have those opportunities. So one of the things is all this holding on and resisting and saying, I don't want this, I don't want that, I'm going to stay away from this, I'm going to stay away from that. You take it upon yourself. physically and spiritually. There's far greater powers up there. We've got certain natural laws down here, but when we can open up to the abundance and the goodness from above, there's a whole new set of laws that can come in. It's almost like it creates a miracle, a nace that comes in, but if we get used to it, it becomes a way of our life. But if you get used to putting up a shield to protect ourselves, but really you're locking in more heavily into the negativity. So the whole idea is to let go of that negativity, free the shackles and everything else around us, to let go and move forward into a positive mindset of feeling calmness. May never experience calmness. Calmness comes in all different forms. I know myself, it's like, wow, this feels so good in calmness. And as I keep moving away and releasing all the past traumas that I've got, that I don't even know are there. And all of a sudden one day I'm doing my meditation and I'm just thinking through, I was like, wow, I'm reacting in that way. I'm going to start focus more in this way. I don't need to getting caught away, because there's a part of us, there's an evil angel, Yitzhahara, that's going to keep us locked up. But he's not bad, he's not terrible, even though he called the evil inclination, he's the one there that's going to help me grow. So I thank him. Wow, thank you for that. That's given me another opportunity to work on myself, to be a better person. And so it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. But I can tell you, the traumas, the health issues, the pains, the emotional pains, the physical pains, is not enjoyable. So by working through it, it takes time, but it allows us to free ourselves. It's like so freeing. It's like you become more flexible with our mind, more physical flexible too. I know, I enjoy yoga a lot, and the more I can calm the mind down, the more flexibility comes in. There's less pain, because when you're holding on and you're worked up, oh, it's going to hurt. It does, because I've visualized it and created a negative part. But if I go into it and say, oh, I'm going to see how much I can do. And I can pretty much know every single time I do that in openness, I can get far further, more flexible, more open. The breathing is better. It just feels so much stress has been released. It's amazing. So in that sense, the effort you're putting in is steps towards achieving the goal of internal calmness and healing the body from the emotional pains, the physical pains, all of it, the traumas, realizing, whoa, that trauma does not have to equal bad negativity. So trauma can turn around, thank you, this is a major stepping stone for me to reach to be a better person internally, free myself. People use all sorts of drugs and all sorts of alcohol and all sorts of illicit things to try and free himself. But we have it inside of us to create that abundance peace, and it costs nothing. It actually adds to us. It frees us. We actually start moving away from the things that people want to use as substances to move away from the pain. But if we work out, we can actually do it inside our mind. It can be so enjoyable, the journey, the spiritual journey as well. The freedom of feeling connected and knowing that the Creator, the God Hashem, is going to give us exactly what we need all the time when we need it. And then when we appreciate it, it's like sitting in front of your father and saying, look, thank you for this, thank you for that. Your father thinks, hey, you really appreciate it. Let's give you a little bit more. Out of his kindness, he'll give you a bit more because he feels like you're deserving it and you're willing to take on more. If you keep complaining about it, then it's like, if I give him some more, it's another thing he's going to get upset about. So I don't really want to give him any more, do I? Because it's just going to cause more pain. So open up, and the kindness, the chesed from the Creator, God Hashem, is willing to give us more. And one of the things that I've found is when people have health issues, that they feel like they've got to fix the problem. Now that's a whole different mindset. Now that's saying fixing, there's something wrong. What I'm showing you and teaching you is by actually letting go, that we know that there was to help us. So we're actually using that as an aid. We're not fixing it. We're actually going to replace it with what we do want. So we know that this there is good, and we're going to keep growing from it and keep growing from it. That's what the Creator likes. He wants to see that we're enjoying what we've got. So part of it is to actually just realizing that the fixing is not the problem or the solution. It's actually moving into a place that we do want, and have to be open to healing. Oh, I'm in pain. Oh, this trauma is too big for me. You're reinforcing the problem. So being open to healing, whatever that may be. We may not know what it is, but that can be the joyful part. You like to go to new places, new things, see different colours of clothes, whatever it may be. You're open to it. The same thing, this is like, I can be excited to know how my body's going to feel. And you want that same feeling to come in. No, it's never going to be, because that's the first time. Look forward to it be different, instead of like, it's got to be the same, because what you're doing is putting another barrier on it, another pressure on yourself, another way of holding on. So we just got to let go, whatever it may come in. And it can come in whenever it wants, wherever it wants. When we're ready, it'll come in. And one of the most important parts, I think I really want to emphasize, is that outcomes and results is up to the Creator God Hashem Himself. What I mean by that is we just go through the actions. We do the visualization, we become present, we do the mindfulness, we do our daily parts to work towards a goal, but we don't have any control over the outcome. And that's what we've learned. That's what our Torah teaches us in all the good books, that this is how it works. So then now we can just let go and just work towards it. And it may come out even better, it may come out different, but the goal is to realize that the goal of the end result is up to the Creator. And we just leave it open. And the more we can leave it open, the more ways it can come in, different ways it can come in to reach the goal. And it's so beautiful what it is. It's there to help us enjoy being present and enjoying right now. Because if we give up now worrying about the future, then when we get to the future, we're going to give that up as well, because right now we're never in that present moment. But right now, the present moment, we can enjoy it. This is the main point, is to sit and enjoy the present and all the beauty that we have around us. I want to thank you so much for staying through to the end. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate it. Otherwise, I'd enjoy if you could hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate it. And any comments you come through, I'll try my best to get to them as quick as I can. Thank you very much.